Hello everyone, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator and welcome to the Ryan NYP, better known as the Spirit of St. Louis. There was only ever one of these aircraft built, many replicas, and it was designed with a simple, well, not so simple back then, but a simple mission to fly transatlantic from New York to Paris, France, and this aircraft did it. Charles Lindbergh won $25,000 in a prize that was created for doing just this in this aircraft, and now we have it virtually in the sim. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the textures, take a look at the systems and modules inside of it, get a startup, get a flight over the city of Paris, and we'll close out. Let's begin. Alright, and taking a look at the textures of the aircraft, not a whole lot to behold, not really a whole lot to hold against. It's business as usual, a dope and fabric type fuselage with what appears to be a, not milled, is that milled aluminum body. Nice work on the weathering, I do like that. This airplane was not in the best of condition after a 33-hour flight across the ocean. Nice standard. This was before Hamilton standards. Just a standard propeller. You can vaguely make out the markings on it there. Nice radial engine. Not sure the engine type. And then down there you've got a horn for the vacuum system for the instruments inside. Looks like no wheel brakes of any kind to speak of, which is, I mean, it's fine. This airplane was designed to be light, to burn as little fuel as possible. I am curious. No. I guess there really isn't reason to be, but on the original, on the real, I should say, Spirit of St. Louis, on the inside of the prop, there's a whole bunch of signatures of people voicing their support, as well as those who actually helped build the airplane. Suspiciously with a symbol that appears to be of the Nazi party at the time, but it was 1927. You know, that whole war thing hadn't happened yet, so. Wind vane there on the empennage. Again, good attention to detail with the weathering. Do wish it was a little bit higher quality. We're at 1440p resolution here, 2160 by 1440, and they do fall apart just a little bit. Not the same. Is that the same Ryanair? Hold on. We're going over to Wikipedia land because I already have it up here. It wasn't the same Ryanair, was it? Ryan Airlines. You know, so it's a different Ryanair. But while I'm here, here's that prop spinner I was talking about with the suspiciously Nazi-looking spinner on the inside. But anyway, we'll go back over to the sim now. Enough with that. But nonetheless, all in all, textures look fine. Again, I consider this more of a novelty type aircraft anyways. I don't think this is anything you're going to be doing long hauls in. Heck, who knows though? One of you guys is potentially crazy enough to try the full 33-hour flight from New York to Paris. And I would commend you for doing so. I will not be. Ever. Even with an accelerated sim rate. From the outside, it looks like it's just a pass-through to your controls. So, cockpit's going to look very nice. Obviously, we've got no forward view. That is a fuel tank. This airplane was basically just a big flying fuel tank in order to do that transatlantic flight with a single engine. Pretty nice detail on the wheels. You can see what appears to be stitching going from the center section of the wheel to, to the, I don't know, tire or something. I'm not even sure what the tires are made out of. It's a very, and then there's my pilot. who does not look like Charles Lindbergh. Very nice detailing in the empennage section here. This is, you know, definitely appreciated. Not necessarily not. I'm not even going to say that. I appreciate it. I was going to say it's not necessary, but I like it. You can see the cables moving as I actuate the rudder pedals. And I guess next up we'll take a look inside. See what's going on there. Single skid on the tail section. Anything underneath worth looking at? Not particularly. I'm not even sure what these are. They chutes for like liquid waste or something? I don't know. Anyway, let's go inside and we will take a look at what's going on in there. And here we are nestled inside of our cockpit. As I mentioned before, no forward visuals. Just simply a big fuel tank in front of us. I want to say they had a periscope. Yeah, so if you wanted to, you could see in front of you that way. That was your forward visibility, was that periscope. Imagine doing that for 33 hours. Tons of different valves and that sort of thing to actuate. I might have to do a little bit of research or just cheat and do the good old Control-E to get this guy started. I am not going to be at all remotely familiar with how to get the old NYP started. While we're in here, let's take a listen to the sounds inside of the cabin. This is the part where I shut up for a couple seconds and let you guys listen. So all in all, a very nice soundscape for the aircraft. Very nicely done. I like hearing those individualized sort of sounds. This is... wow, that's wild. So there's compass deviations written in on the little piece of paper there. So I do have a click to start by hand propping, which I'm pretty sure is how this airplane would have been done. So mag switches on both props. I'm going to try starting this just, I don't know, by the seat of my pants. So I've got, these valves are in line. I'm guessing these are fuel. I really don't know though. Sorry, I had to sneeze. So I'm assuming that this orientation here is in line, which would mean on, right? That makes sense. Is there a fuel selector somewhere? Dude, look at this basket weave seat. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can open my door. Okay. All right. No idea what these do. One of them's my throttle. I don't know what this one does. No idea what that does. This airplane didn't have flaps. This is a wobble pump? Yeah, it has to be a wobble pump, right? For priming. Let's shut the door. Come back, please. Thank you. And it doesn't help that I don't have labels on anything either. So, just like on the Bell 247 wobble pump, there's got to be a fuel pressure gauge somewhere. Okay, so yeah, fuel pressure. Does this come back and then I wobble up? Does it stay? No. We'll crack our throttle a little bit. And I guess we'll start by hand propping. Is that it? Is it going to stay running? Was that all I had to do? Turn on my mags, pump up the fuel, and twiddle whatever the hell that is. Well, I won't complain. We're running. I'll turn up the sim a little bit. Oh, that didn't happen. 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 Oh, panic, panic, panic. Sense. Okay. And on the ground. Oh, hey guys, that was a successful first startup. No problems whatsoever. I didn't slam the aircraft into the ground or anything. Prop strike or nothing, so. I was gonna say let's do a takeoff from the outside, or from the inside, but all we're gonna see is the stuff on the side. So we'll do the takeoff from the outside. The Ryan NYP, Spirit of St. Louis. Tail wheel's already up. Fighting a pretty hefty crosswind. And just like that, we are airborne. And we'll start a turnout for destination Paris. So, while en route here, I want to point out how absolutely disorienting this aircraft would have been to have flown at night over the ocean, no lights, no nothing. We are over France right now, and it's a foggy day. Admittedly, you do have some visibility, but it's not great. But it's the daytime. Let's go inside of the cockpit and take a look at what we can see through our periscope and through our side windows. Literally nothing. I mean, he must have been flying exclusively on instruments. So what do we have here for instruments? It's not your standard 6-pack. So we've got a engine RPM gauge, our fuel pressure. What's going on? Why are we? Okay, it's fine. We're fine. Is that temperature? Oil temp? It's probably high, so we should probably pull our power back a little bit. Airspeed. A compass, sort of. Is that like supposed to be a DG? See, I keep checking outside because I'm just that worried that we're going to crash. Some old Pioneer compass. I had no idea. An altimeter. And a chronometer. Charles Lindbergh flew this airplane for 33 hours from New York to Paris, where we are now. Jeez. You know, it's so easy nowadays with a lot of the digital instrumentation that we have to take for granted some of the early pioneers of aviation. I know I do it myself sometimes even. But just to think you're by yourself in this airplane that Ryanair made for you. Not the same Ryanair as what we know with the 737s, but nonetheless, by yourself in a one-off airplane that you can't see out of the front of, and you are going to fly across the ocean at night through bad weather. Doesn't matter. I mean, this is our artificial horizon. We've got degrees up, degrees down, and degrees left, and degrees right. That is our artificial horizon. Levels, basically. That is insane to me. I mean, even just with, and I guess that's why he had the compass deviation slide there. Just, I couldn't even begin to imagine trying to navigate, even in a newer Cessna 170. Let's say like something with just a 6-pack, no like GNS 530 or, you know, any glass panel stuff, G1000 or something like that. None of that. Just in a normal 172, assuming that it has the range to go transcontinental in a straight line, right? Which it doesn't, but let's just pretend it does. I am not confident that I, in a modern by all accounts. I know this 172 is an ancient airplane, like 1960s era, I think. 60s or early 70s. I don't think I could do what Charles Lindbergh did in this airplane with the extra limitations that he had. That's just staggering to me that one man just did this. See, there's 3 different pitot probes on the top. I don't know what each of those feeds. Maybe it's a different portion of the pitot static system. And there's just 3 of them for redundancy. I mean, modern airplanes have that for air data computers, so... Wow. Anyway, I'm going to try and find my way back to our origin airport. And we'll shoot for a landing pretending we're Mr. Lindbergh after over 33 hours of flying alone over the ocean for 25 grand. I know, like, inflation's a thing, and, like, 25 grand back then was a lot more money, but imagine what's worth $25,000 nowadays? Like, a decent mid-sized sedan, like most Hyundais, right? Or, like, imagine doing that in this airplane for enough money to buy you a Hyundai. I'd just get a part-time job and just stash that money. Obviously, money's tight for everyone nowadays, but my point being, I don't think I would do it in this airplane for 50 grand today, of today's money. So, anyway, I'm gonna try to find our airport, and we will get nestled in here for a landing. Okay, so here is the airport that we took off from, coming back in. Now, I don't know how you even do a visual landing. This is your visibility here, right? So you've got some side visibility, nothing on top, nothing on bottom. How do you do a visual approach? I certainly have no idea. I guess I'll give it a shot. What'll end up happening is I'll panic at the last second and then just go outside and stick and be like, oh yeah, see guys, it's easy. Good gracious. No flaps. As far as I know, no wheel brakes. Okay, so we got our periscope. I kind of have visual of our surface outside. We're going to go idle power. Guys, this is terrifying. I'm literally doing a lateral approach, and I'm just going to correct last second. Come on. Work with me, please. Get down. There you go. We're going for trees. See? Dead. Alright, let's do a... Oh, that's a building. Alright. Let's do a proper landing from the outside. Because there's no way that I'm going to be able to do one properly from the inside, at least without significant time behind the stick. Which, to be honest, I don't want to invest on one aircraft. You know, if it's a skill set that you can use on multiple aircraft, like following an ILS or something, fine, but to me this just feels, I mean, obviously it's a cool skill to have, you know, if you were in this type of situation, but landing an airplane you can't see out of the front of, not for me. Alright, so you got tons of altitude that we need to lose. Pretty healthy clip of airspeed. Compare this speed here, and I mean, this isn't a screaming hot aircraft or anything, but compare the speed of this to, like, the Wright Flyer of the last, the last episode. You can tell we're moving. What's our airspeed? 90 knots? So we're right near where our spruce goose started to become unhappy. So we're, yeah, probably doing, like, almost 9 times what the Wright Flyer was doing. That might be a bit of an exaggeration, but... Alright, idle power. I'm like, okay, this isn't... Visually, this isn't the best approach. Then you go in here and it's like, okay, you know, if I was inside of that, this would be a completely acceptable approach. Now, I've got no wheel brakes to slow us down. Oh, no. Flight Sim modeled some wheel brakes for us. Going for the freeway. We're going for the freeway. Stop. Sorry, traffic. I'll get out of your way here. Pardon me. 2D trucks. Sorry. Very 3D cars. Also sorry. Alright, well. Anyway, you guys, that is a look at the Ryanair New York to Paris, or NYP, aircraft. Very interesting aircraft. Obviously very important to the world of legacy flight and what led us to a lot of the aircraft that we have available for us today. Give it a look if you haven't already. Oh, that's not the camera I wanted. Give it a look if you haven't already. And try it out. It's free. Part of the 40th anniversary update. Just like all of the aircraft that I will be covering over the next few episodes in Flight Simulator. If you're not interested in these, I do as well do DCS videos, so feel free to check some of those out. I do mission editor stuff, aircraft reviews, all kinds of stuff. You've seen it if you've been around for long enough, but that's enough for this outro. This is an outro. Oh boy, I should take public speaking. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching this one. And as always, take it easy.